Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Alex here, and I really love watercolors. So today I want to show you some of my art. There's just a story. I have been painting for around 5 or 6 years. So today I just want to demonstrate some of my art that I was starting to make after the pause and after I completed my studies at the art school. This is all about watercolors, because it really fascinates me. So let's get it started and show some of them. So this is probably what I was trying to paint like 3 years ago, I think. As you can see, the works are not that technical as I'd like to see them. They were actually framed, so they were hanging in my apartment before. But what I really don't like in here is that the colors are really basic and they are too straightforward, I would say. So let's actually just put this aside. I think that this is still nice. And these were some of the studies that I had completed also in watercolors. Just really wanted to show the glass texture over here and transfer the material. This was a sketch. Let's just put it aside for some time because we'll need it later. And this is the architecture work that I completed. Actually, this was the first time that I tried the arches paper. I really liked it because it could save the transparency of the watercolor paint and give me the flexibility of work on it. So I think that this was really nice, and I especially like the architecture on the right side. Looks pretty good to me, but the perspective here is quite off, but that's all right. Over here, I have some of the watercolor sketches that I completed just like in half an hour or so. So this was just from a Pinterest picture, and this one I was painting outside when I was out on a picnic with my friends. So yeah, that was it. It actually is really interesting to see the difference in technique here, because if you can see, this was made wet and wet, and this is actually wet and dry. So you see the color depth is really affected here. So I'm going to just put this aside. This was another study that I completed as I was just trying another paper. This is also, I don't remember the brand name actually, but I just remember that this is 100% cotton. I was just like trying different colors in here and wanted to paint wet on wet here. So this is actually one of my recent works. This is also one of my recent works. This is in London, in Bank Street. And actually, as you can see, I completed this study 50-50 on like wet on wet and then wet on dry. Therefore, I have some detailization here in the foreground and the background. Actually, everything is just more blurry. And actually, I like the skyscrapers in here and the towers. So they turn out to be nice. So I really like this work. As to me, it's pretty. It's okay. Like, it's actually what I was expecting from watercolor. But I still gave the watercolor play. You know, I still let it play, because over here you see that it was just wet on wet, especially in these fragments, and it was just really unpredictable. That's what I like about watercolors. So moving on, there are some of the paintings that I completed at my present academic school. So there is one over here. Everything is like really tiny here, so I'd like the composition be a bit larger in this painting, and I feel like the orange color is way too straightforward here. And this was actually one of my examination works. I think that I like actually the boot over here, and the bottle texture is also really nice. So yeah, these are some of the recent ones, but this was actually made wet and wet, and then I added wet and dry some of the details as well. I'm gonna just put this aside. Actually, this all is made on, it's Arches. Yeah, this is Arches 300 paper. So, all right. There go some of my other works. This is actually, this was a a still life that actually took too long for me. So that I like the flowers, and for me the challenge was painting everything so that actually some of the things are highlighted and taken to the front and some of them are just left in the background. And I really wanted to show this light over here, so I think that turned out to be fine. This was actually fully wet on wet, as you can see here, so it's really blurry. And as the paper was drying out, I just finished some of the fragments in here. So yeah, this is all the same paper actually. This one is actually my first work after 4 years of pause. You can probably see that it's a bit different from other works. It's not as brave, I'd probably say. But yeah, I think that I like it. It's not that bad actually. So yep. Over here I have an architecture sketch that I started and I haven't finished it yet, so I need to take some more time to finish this because there's the foreground to complete, and I actually feel not as confident about it as I would like to, but I have to finish it though. This is another of my studies at the art school. Actually, this painting I quite like, I say. I especially like the contrast in here between this vase and this bottle. I think that it turned out to be quite nice. And the origami thing was really difficult for me to build on paper, to be honest. But yeah, I think it turned out to be fine. This is actually another study that I completed. I just, as I was starting to paint after the pause, I really struggled with finding the shapes and transferring the volume of things. And here actually you see that as I was painting, water actually fell in the sheet, and there was such a disadvantage to say on this artwork. But I think that the color wise, this turned out to be okay. I especially like the apple in here and the shadow. But for me, the struggle in here in this painting was going over this vase, because I feel like it was really difficult from the color side. Guys, this was the part 1. I'm gonna post the second part as a separate video on my channel, so please go there if you haven't seen it yet. It's already published. I'm not gonna make spoilers or anything, so please go over to my channel page and continue watching part 2 as I go over my artworks. Thank you a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice one. Bye.